Hi, my name's Barb Fecto, and welcome to LBS850 Emerging Technologies for Libraries. I'm going to walk you through the information that is actually typed out below, uh, but just to give you an overview of the class, and each week there's going to be, for each module, which is essentially each week, there will be a little video like this up front of me telling you what to expect, giving you things to look out for, and then you'll be off and running. So this course is designed to let you explore ways in which we use technology. It's a very exploratory course. A lot of the work that you're going to be doing is going to be self-motivated. So hopefully you will find that a valuable format for doing things. All right. So the first section is change as a constant in the school library setting. As you know, or as you're about to find out, libraries have changed tremendously since they've started and continued to evolve. Technology has impacted that in a big way. The COVID-19 crisis has really flipped things around, actually, for education in general. And we may even have had a little bit of extra, ramp up time for that as librarians because of, the nature of our job. The strange nature of our job. So for this first week, which is a shorter week, we're going to look at how libraries have changed and how we can define what our place is in the school library of the future. Won't that be nice? And we're also going to create a blog. The blog is one of the assessment pieces. I'm going to talk more about it later. It's going to be great. Okay, so the biggest section in this course is online applications and their relevance in the school library setting. So this is where you go and explore the internet. There's a lot of educational based things that you can use. In this class, we're mostly going to be looking at free things because, public education. We're going to talk a little bit and look a bit at things that have, may have a paywall later on, but things that you'll be able to at least explore for free. This section is designed for those of you who are new to technology to sort of understand what different components are. Those of you who are comfortable with technology already, and there's always a few people in the course who I'm thinking, well, I'm so sorry, there's nothing I can teach you. You already know everything. But it's a chance for you to go out and, hone in on things that you might have an interest in and then come back and share it with the rest of us. So the sections for that, the things that we're going to be looking at specifically are tools, applications, online multimedia, social media for us, promotion and community, and then student interest, communication, social media there too, and gaming. Then adaptive and assistive technology, which looks specifically at technology for for our students who have special needs or have needs modifications and things like that. Then Module 8, which I have entitled MSLA Online Learning Choose Your Own Adventure. So Module 8, the past couple of years, since COVID, since things have changed up so much, the Mass School Library Association conference, which is in March, I believe it is the 19th and 20th, is tremendous. And you should all be members of MSLA unless this is your first class, in which case, go find it. And it's the Mass School Library Association. It's you get a free membership if you're a student, a library media student. So go sign up for that. And if you can attend the conference, that's your Module 8. We'll have a meetup there, whoever can. Now, I know that that's not realistic for everyone, particularly if you're in a new position. You're not going to be able to get time off, and that's fine. We'll work around that. I have a section on online learning that is mostly based on stuff that we learned about the profession during the COVID era. You're welcome to look at that. There's a lot of really interesting things that came out of that. Or if there's a specific kind of technology or piece or whatever that you're interested in and you want to get together and sort of design something, we can put something together that you can do on your own. I'd be fascinated by that. But Module 8 is kind of a weird one, but I'm pushing the conference not just because I love MSLA, but also because I think that it's a really valuable place, particularly for new school librarians, to learn from people who have been doing it for a while. So that is going to be the last section, the last one in online applications. Then the next section is You Are a Teacher. You are a teacher. That's where we get into actually teaching as opposed to sort of the more theoretical stuff that we're going to be in a second. There's basically just two modules in that. The first one is Student Technology Promotion Project, which is basically a big old lesson plan. Sorry, but we have to do it. We have to learn how to do lesson plans so that we pretty much never have to do them again in real life. But the components of the lesson plan are important, and we are going to hopefully be teaching, whether or not we're teaching specifically in the library or if we're teaching, collaborating with teacher. I do a lot of collaboration with subject area teachers because I'm in a high school. We need to know how to teach, and so the Student Technology Promotion Project allows us to take what we learned in that second section and parse it out to our students. Then Module 10 is Teaching Teachers, which is I love this section because it's about professional development. And we should be, as librarians, doing professional development is a way to really just get your hooks into the community, which sounds really ominous when I say it that way. But it's a way for your school, your school family or the people that you work with to recognize that you have information that is useful to them, that you are a resource for them. So huge fan of PD, and we're going to be doing a PD, putting together something like that. Both of these modules, you can work with a partner if you want to. Anytime that, collaboration, that we can collaborate, I think is really good. You do not have to in modules 9 and 10. You don't have to work with a partner, but you are welcome to. Then modules 11 and 12, that's when we get into catalog. Oh, hold on. I gave it a clever name, Managing Physical Resources. That's not a clever name at all. It just says what it is. So the last section is Managing Physical Resources, and that talks about cataloging and OPACs, which are our online public access catalogs. It's basically how we keep everything organized. I recently took a course, I just finished it last month, in cataloging, and it has changed 100% since I took it back at Salem State, back when you actually had to drive there. So I'm looking at changing up how I teach cataloging. I have a renewed interest in it, and I'm going to try to make it fun or die trying. Keep your expectations reasonable, frankly. But weeks 11 and 12, or modules 11 and 12, which is actually 3 weeks long because of the April vacation, we'll be looking specifically at cataloging, the nuts and bolts of it. And then modules 13 and 14, we're going to look at online public access catalogs. How do your students, how do they search the catalog? How do you, input your information? What's important to you, etc. So, and that is a point where we are definitely going to be pairing up because those people who aren't yet working in schools are going to need to be partnered with somebody who has access to an OPAC. And you'll be able to do it, online. You'll be able to collaborate online. You don't have to go face to face. Although the MSLA conference is face to face, so gosh, it's a whole new world out there of meeting up with people. Okay, so those are the different sections. Next up are the resources, what you're going to need. There are two, pretty much everything I'm going to give you is going to be, a file in Canvas. There are a couple of exceptions. There's Renee Hobbs's Create to Learn, and that's one we're going to use going right out of the gate. I do have permission to give you a copy of the section on blogs because we're using it right away. But the book is great, and I'm trying to think of where else we use it. It's in the second section. But honestly, we don't use all of it, but it's all really valuable interest. It's not library specific. It's, education in general. But Hobbs does a great job of explaining how building things yourself, having your students build things themselves, how that is such a value. We've all heard about project-based learning and that kind of thing. And it really does, it really impacts how the kids learn by using by tying their own creativity to it. I could go on forever, but I shan't because the next one is Catalog It! ! This is by Allison Kaplan, and it's what year is it? 2015. So it's not too old. it I'm trying to how can I put this delicately without hurting its feelings? Cataloging is a dry subject to learn in general. If you I rented my cataloging book from the class I took this fall, but I swear to you it was this thick and it was tiny print and it hurt my feelings. But you know what? It was full of information. And Kaplan, what I love about her book is that it's specific to school libraries. So depending on how you are going to be learning the cataloging, this is a great resource to have anyway. So I am going to make that one a purchase that you're going to need to make. So it's not going to be used till modules. Oh, I've written 10 and 11 here, but it's actually modules 11 and 12. Yeah, I'll just edit it while you're talking. I could have. All right. Never mind. Let me get back to where we are. Okay, so those are the two pieces that you're going to need. Why have I opened my photos? I'm not stopping. This is like my, I want to say 8th try to get this done in one take. Clearly, I am not destined to be a movie star because I cannot do anything in one take. Moving on, assessments. All right, so the course is very, as I said, heavy on independent exploration. So there's 3 different types of assessments. The first one is assignments. These are the things that you're used to: essays, projects, presentation, your lesson plan, that kind of thing. This is something written, and there are a handful of those. I'm not sure how many, but it's all in Canvas. You'll be able to see it as you look around. And what I'm going to, these show that you know how to integrate what you're learning into your educational arsenal. So this is taking your exploration and putting it into things that you can actually use. Hopefully none of this is going to feel like busy work to you. Hopefully it's going to feel like, if you're teaching, something you can use right now, and if you're not teaching, something that you got in your back pocket for later. This is also, the assignment pieces are also going to be where you're going to get the most robust feedback from me. Now the discussion, I like the discussion to feel like a discussion. It's how we interact with each other. It's how you have a presence in class. I tend to not take part in the discussion unless I absolutely can't help myself. I want you guys to run it yourselves. With that being said, you need to go at least 2 different times a week, ideally 3 different times a week, into the discussion board and see what other people have written. Add your own things. What have you found in your exploration? Put it up there. There's in the rubrics, there's a most of it is about the discussions. A couple of things that I just want to point out are that you have to go at least twice a week or you won't get credit. 3 times or more is better. And the if you're talking particularly in the apps and tools section where you're looking at a bunch of different stuff, don't go in and talk about the 5 different things that you saw. Do one short one. Oh, I saw Canva. It was really cool. I might use it for this. And then another post. Oh, I looked at whatever. I can't even think of the name of anything. So keep your posts, if you have a big idea and you want to go on about it, by all means go ahead. But if you have a bunch of different ideas, make those a bunch of different posts because they're threaded and we want it to be more conversational. It'll all become clear. I know that some of you have been in my young adult course, so you guys know the drill. Help the other kids. Okay. And then finally a blog. The blog is it's your personal exploration, and you are welcome to take your blog post and put it up in the discussion. I don't count that as double dipping, but some people, like to keep them separate. Your blog is a place where you can go back and see what you have been looking at, and it's a place for me to look at what your trajectory is throughout the course. So, when you're looking at multimedia and maybe you have an interest in fly fishing, I don't know, you have an interest in something and you find some podcasts on fly fishing and how you could use them in biology. And clearly I know nothing about biology or fly fishing, but I'm married to this idea now. And so you put those links in your blog. Then 3 years from now, when you're teaching your fly fishing in biology course, it's falling apart, but you know what I mean. This is a way that you can go back. Nobody's going to come back into Canvas to try to look at the discussion, but what you put in your blog, you'll be able to go back to anytime. And it gives me an idea of, what you're doing. So helps for both of us. All right. Oh, all right. I have a section that called Exploration Motivation. This course is very self-directed. There's a lot of time to just explore. Oh yeah, I think I mentioned this before. If you are someone who is not really confident with educational technology and this is all new to you, then your exploration is not going to be super deep. You're going to go to a few places, you're going to learn, sort of the basics, and that's going to get you started. For those of you, and there's always somebody in the course who knows a lot about educational technology. If you're somebody who's been doing this for a while, go out further, go out where your interests are and bring it back for the rest of us in the discussion. All right, timing. This is important. Because of the online format, it is sometimes hard to determine how much time you put into your classwork. So I've done the math, and basically you should be spending 10 hours a week on this course, except for week 1, which is a 5-hour week because of shortness. Don't spend more time than this. If you are putting in 10 hours and you're not getting everything done, then the problem is not you. The problem is whatever, circumstances. Do as much as you can, but don't hurt yourself. Now, for those of you who can, if you've been studying this topic before and things have come really easy to you, and I have some things in each module that you can do if you want, and you don't have to do, extras to give you a little bit of enrichment if you want more than that. But honestly, I think that we are all still, coming. I don't know if you guys remember that global pandemic we just had. People are still coming out of that. I'm sorry, we've all been through it. So there's a certain amount of stress that we're all dealing with, all the time, plus winter. So yes, I love this class. I think that there's a lot in it. I think it's really robust, but the internet is huge. Technology is huge. The topics are huge. So you're not going to get to everything, and that's okay. Work to the best of your ability. All right. Also, spreading your time out throughout the week. And I say this even though I mostly, when I take a class, just try to do everything on Saturday. But because of the discussion, go in a couple times. Try to pick away at it here and there. You will find it's easier if you're just sitting here, especially where you're jumping into the rabbit hole of the internet. It can be a lot. Get up, take a walk, have a cup of tea. All right. Let's see. Yes. I tell you this in like 4 paragraphs. So yes, there's some required reading every week, but there's also some additional reading. And if you find you've done all you wanted, move along. Okay, the discussion format I already talked about. Please do read the discussion rubric. It explains it very well. If you get stuck trying to figure something out, there's a help discussion. Just go to help, and everybody can weigh in if you need help. I will, I say as librarians, we tend to be know-it-alls. I tend to be a know-it-all. It's good for us to remember that we don't know everything, and we need to be able to ask for help, just as we need to be able to give help. We're big helpers. It's one of the things that I like about the profession. So put it up in the help thing, unless if it's specific to you and it's specific to you, obviously email me in Canvas. But if it's sort of a general question about what's going on, put it up there, and I usually jump in within 24 hours if nobody has figured it out for you. All right, that is all that I have written. So the best way to get a hold of me is through Canvas, the Canvas email tool. I also have my phone number on the syllabus. If it's an emergency, feel free. I guess that's it. All right, I will have the information for Module 1 up soon. Hey, I didn't even go over 20 minutes. It's a miracle. All right. I will see you on the discussion. But don't forget to do the introducing yourself discussion post. And welcome to the course. Bye.